So I'm here with Tina Palacios, who is from Infinity Ward, working on Call of Duty Ghosts. Obviously, a lot of people are playing the game at the moment on current gen. Next gen versions are coming very soon, and there are kind of ways to upgrade between the two. What can people expect in terms of improvements that with a kind of next gen console?
Yeah, so a lot of it's going to be the eye candy or the rendering system that we have in place for next-gen consoles. So it's going to improve the graphics, it's going to improve lighting, it's going to improve the texture and poly count. So people are going to be seeing a better looking Call of Duty. But for us personally at the studio, we wanted to make sure that the gameplay was the same across all platforms, just because we didn't want to alienate any of the fan base. So when they pick up the next-gen copy, their Call of Duty ID will carry over to their next purchase, but also they're going to see a better looking game.
And in terms of the dedicated servers, that's one of the things that Microsoft have been talking a lot about and stuff. How does that benefit the Call of Duty experience, and do you kind of see noticeable changes in how people approach it?
I haven't been sort of keeping up with everything going on outside of Call of Duty Ghosts just because I'm so clamped down with this game right now. But in terms of dedicated servers, I think people have been asking for them for some time, so I'm just happy that we're able to deliver them on Xbox One, and I think people are going to be really happy with it. And I think that, any feedback that people have, we're more than ready to listen to it. So I know people are already hitting us up on Twitter, but there's also the message boards, Facebook, you name it.
And in terms of parity between the two versions, are you going to be able to maintain the kind of same schedule of kind of updates and tweaks and kind of multiplayer balancing on both consoles? Is there any danger that the two will become separated and playing on current gen will be a very different multiplayer experience from playing on next gen?
No, I definitely don't think we'll go that route because, again, it's really important to us that the gameplay experience itself is similar. So it just means more work for us, right? I mean, we're going to be updating and supporting the game after launch, too. So I think in MW3 we had about a little over 20 title updates just to support the community online. So people can expect the same sort of care given to Ghosts.
And obviously, it's difficult to avoid, but people have been talking a bit about the kind of resolution differences between the consoles and things. Could you talk about the importance of kind of frame rate and why that was prioritized?
Yeah, I mean, for Call of Duty, everyone loves that it's 60 frames a second and that we have low latency controls. That's just a standard for us in our franchise, and we never want to compromise that. Just because, when you're playing the game, you don't want, any sort of lag in the control scheme where you push a trigger and then you have to wait a little while for it to, trigger in the game. So for us, we want to make sure that it feels smooth, that it feels really solid, and it feels very familiar. So we definitely never want to sacrifice that.
And if you're going to have a sort of slightly, a 720p resolution, I think surely 60 frames per second kind of mitigates that in a way because the image is refreshing so quickly.
Well, I can't really speak to the 720p native. I know that's upscaled to 1080p, and I know to like the average consumer, they wouldn't necessarily know the difference, but I know the hardcore fans would notice. But in all honesty, I can't really speak to it because I haven't really paid too much focus on it, just because I'm more about the gameplay experience.
Sure, and you guys are now going to be launched into sort of post-release content plans. Anything you can tell us at all about that?
Yeah, well, I know we got to start beginning DLC, so I'm actually listening to any of the fans' requests, and I know Candace's too, for DLC, because traditionally we've only done maps, but maybe we'll, make it a little different this time around.
And I guess with Extinction, people are going to be kind of expecting more in that as well.
Well, I would hope so, right? Extinction's really cool, so we'll see what happens.
Excellent. Tina, thank you very much.
Cool, thank you.